Wow, here I am all alone in this beautiful landscape, ready to shoot the best photos ever with my Fuji X-E1. Dave Paul.
Oh, hey, Chris Niccolls.
What are you doing here with your brand new Sony NEX-6?
I'm shooting some great landscapes.
Nothing takes better photos than the Fuji X-E1 in the mirrorless market. Dave, go home. There's no way you can take better photos than this.
I think I will.
So Dave, I've used the Fuji X-E1 before.
Right.
It does handle well, but how about your brand new NEX-6?
The NEX-6 still carries on the same tradition as the NEX-7 with a nice big beefy grip. Gives you a lot of confidence when you're slinging this thing around.
Yeah, I do like that. I mean, the X-E1 grip is all right. I do wish it was a bit bigger, so I'll give you that.
All right, and how about your dials?
Well, that's the great thing about this camera. I do get functional dials. Shutter speed control on a dial, exposure comp on a dial. You don't get that stuff.
Purists are going to love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Even on this brand new 1855, I even get an aperture ring dial, so I don't have to use the back control here.
That is
either.
nice. I do like that. I do like that.
So that's a win for me. Thank you, Dave. Function button. Do you have a function button?
I've got a function button right up right next to the shutter.
Fine. Okay. I do like the quick button, though, here, too. I can hit the Q button and get all my menu functions very, very quick to set.
For sure.
I see that you're lacking that.
A little
Yeah.
Sony's very menu driven.
Pop-up flash, baby. I've got a pop-up flash and standard hot shoe, which is nice. Hey, what about you?
I've got a pop-up flash, and for the first time, I think Sony's got a standard hot shoe as well. So it makes it possibly the best Sony ever.
Right, so now the NEX-6 has something the Fuji X-E1 and every other smart manufacturer has had since the beginning of time. All right, fair enough. Old school cable release. That's the best part, Dave. I'm sure yours is electronic and expensive. Mine is old school and works.
I do actually really like that. I think that's just a fantastic touch on Fuji's part. All right, Chris, the NEX-6 has got this great LCD screen on the back, 921,000 dots.
Okay, but my screen's pretty badass too. It's 460,000 dots. That's a lot, Dave.
Well, if we do the math on that.
Oh, math. Hang on. I think that's roughly half.
Roughly half, I'll give you that.
So wait, so 928,000 is more than 460,000?
Yeah, by quite a bit there.
Yeah.
My screen actually flips up as well, which is quite great.
Oh, well, my screen flips. Check this out, folks. Look at that 360-degree rotation on that screen. Look at that,
That's
right?
fantastic. Let me take a shot from down here.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that. Fine. Yeah. What
All
else?
right, and how's your viewfinder?
Well, you know, the XE1 does have a very, very clear viewfinder. This viewfinder's sharp, but for some terrible reason, it's really lagging behind when you move it around. Like, you get into detail and it just slows right down. You get a lot of rolling shutter and wobble. How about yours?
The Sony's fantastic. They've been on top of their game when it comes to electronic viewfinders for quite some time.
Well,
so
that sucks for me. You know, it's funny, though. If I focus the camera, the viewfinder works great. I don't get it. So one thing I don't like about this, yeah.
So,
all right, fine. Screens are better. Sony makes TVs, yada, yada, yada. All right, Dave, now the Fuji X-E1 is famous for its dynamic range capability.
It is impressive. It is impressive.
So let's give it a try. We'll shoot this scene, see what we get, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. All right, Dave, so looking at the shots here, I mean, both very good, but the Fuji X-E1, I think even just in the regular JPEG without any dynamic range optimization, it has more range.
Yeah, even with half the resolution of your screen, it does look a little bit more dynamic range.
Yeah, exactly. Now looking in here, I've got dynamic range turned on 400%. You've got your dynamic range turned on there as well.
Yep.
Again, you do get better detail in the shadows. Hey, it really comes out. But the Fuji, I think, has an edge.
I agree with you there.
Now, Dave, video image quality on this thing, pretty sweet, and I get 1080p, 24 frames per second for that cinematic one.
Wow. Okay, I can add 60p to that, 60i to that, peaking, full audio control, full manual control, ISO control, and a flip-out screen.
Yeah, I mean, again, we've already shown my screen totally flips the same way. But I don't even get manual control in this thing. I can't even change my ISO in the movie mode. I got to go out of it to change the ISO and then go back in. So, yeah, not very good. But for a camera which does not very good video, I have a mic port. I bet you wish you had one of those.
Well, I don't have an actual mic port like that, but I do have in the new hot shoe here. We can put the Sony A99's XLR port into this and have proper XLR microphones in this if you're serious about your audio.
So really, you've got a camera which can do amazing video, amazing audio.
You've got something that's adorable.
It's pretty. I like it. All right, Dave, well, here's the thing.
Okay.
You've got a brand new lens on your Sony NEX-6?
I do, brand new 1650.
This is a new power zoom. Well, I've got the brand new 18 to 55 zoom on the Fuji, and this thing's badass. It's 2.8 to f4. Yours is 3.5 to 5.6. Now, you got image stabilizer, but so do
I. That's new for Fuji.
Absolutely. So let's try this. See that brown apartment building over there?
Yeah.
We're going to shoot it at the widest and at the tightest at 5.6.
Okay.
Let's just see what kind of detail we get when we zoom in, okay?
All right, I'm into that.
Let's go do it.
All right, Chris, let's talk about lenses.
Sure.
Sony's got a pretty extensive line of lenses for this system already.
Yeah, okay, the NEX does have a lot of lenses, but they're mostly slow zooms, nothing that's going to blow you away optically. They do have one nice lens, the 24mm Zeiss. Good luck finding that anywhere on this planet for sale.
At this time, that's very true.
Yeah. Now, Fuji, underrated optical company. I mean, they make great lenses. I get 3 beautiful primes, and they're not even that expensive, Dave. And now I've got an 1855 zoom, image stabilized with a 2.8 to f4 aperture. Beat that. You can't.
Okay, Chris, I am a little envious of some of those lenses for sure. Fuji does make some really good quality stuff. If I want that quality with Sony, I can put a Sony Alpha adapter on here and shoot Sony Alpha lenses.
Yeah, Sony Alpha do have some nice lenses for their SLR, mirrored, translucent
It does make the camera a little bigger.
It does, just slightly larger. But yeah, okay, fine. Now that being said, if I want more lenses, I can put an adapter on here. I can throw Leica lenses on here. I can put a Nikon lens on there, Zeiss, whatever I want to, right?
We can do the same with this one here.
Sure.
And that's where peaking really comes into its own.
Ah, you got the peaking. Well, let's just see what these sensors can do. I brought a Leica lens along. Let's throw our adapters on here and just compare apples to apples. All right, so I'm shooting here on a Leica 28mm f2. Beautiful lens. We're going to see if we can see this guy far away. It's a good thing it's a far distance infinity shot because some peaking would be really nice here to help focus. All right, stabilized on the wood. That should hopefully work well.
All right. This flip-out screen makes things a lot easier, and the peaking is fantastic. It makes it a lot easier to work with.
Oh, Dave, for sharpness, I think I got you here, man. I mean, APS-C size sensors on both, 16 megapixels
Correct.
on both. But I don't have an anti-aliasing filter, and I've got a new modified sensor that controls more. I mean, look at this thing, man.
For sure. And we are seeing a big difference because of those differences.
Yeah, I mean, it is sharper even with the exact same lens. I get a lot of detail, so I think I got you there.
Let's check out some low light performance.
Well, it's getting dark. The Sony sensor's pretty famous for low light, but again, so is this. I think I can beat you on that too.
All right.
All right, Dave, we've taken our shots here. Let's have a look, see what we get.
For sure.
Right? Now again, we're starting at 1600, taking a look at this photo here, both nice and sharp, nice and clean. I wouldn't worry about any issues below this ISO.
No. These days, the sensors are so good up to 1600.
3200 here, we start to see some noise. The Fuji is still nice and sharp though. 6400 ISO again. Now, this is where I think mine is really starting to take over. This camera is so good in low light.
So you're starting to see some subtleties of the Fuji certainly coming to its own.
Yeah, absolutely. Both cameras can push up to 25,600. We did that. Yeah. You can see it here. I mean, it's pretty brutal, pretty soft on both. But again, you can still see the Fuji holding together better.
Yeah, definitely.
Overall, I think when it comes to image quality, this camera's got it. But because I'm such a, an honest sportsman, and I'm such a, I'm a good guy and everything like that, I am going to go ahead and say the NEX-6 sensor, still beautiful. I mean, you'd have no problems using this and getting great photos out of it.
Exactly.
But this is just a powerhouse made for still imagery.
I agree.
All right, Dave, so now for a not very scientific autofocusing test. Again, I mean, both cameras focus pretty good, but let's just give this a try. I want you to focus on this cross piece of wood here, out to the rapids in the water, and then off into the darker distance, those train bridges there. We'll just see which one beeps quicker and shoots faster.
All right.
Okay, we'll let you go first. Go for it.
Here we go. Like I said, the Sony's pretty quick.
It's pretty quick, yeah. It's not an easy task to beat.
I'll go sit down while you're taking your...
Yeah, I know. It won't be that long. Here we go. Okay.
Definitely slower.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
Not bad. It picks up quick, but I could say the Sony does focus quicker.
Yeah, both cameras are very, very usable.
Sure. Well, beautiful landscape here, and we've had a good day of shooting. Both cameras performed very well, Dave, but it's competition. One of them's got to win, right?
All right, Chris, all day I've been shooting with the NEX-6, and it's an incredibly versatile camera. It's got great burst rate, it's got great focusing speed, it's got amazing quality video. It's been a pleasure to use.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to give it to you, man. All around, the NEX-6 does more than this camera does. But the Fuji X-E1 has proven today it's got sharper photos, better lenses, better dynamic range, better low light performance. I love the handling. The controls are great. It's a very purist feeling camera. Yeah, the video, forget it. You're not going to use this camera for video. But overall, if you want better stills, this is the camera to get.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that one, but let's talk price.
Oh, let's not talk price. Because, yeah, the XE1 is going to be a lot more expensive. If you want stills, though,
You want
XE1.
video overall.
Yeah, Sony.